All right, we're back here with another Songs of Conquest video, but we've got something special here today. I've got Carl, the game designer over at Lava Potion for Songs of Conquest, who's going to be walking us through the third mission of the game. And we're going to have some fun here today.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Carl, so I'm the game designer at Lava Potion, and I'll just be kind of like sitting on the side and chatting while you play through the mission, I guess.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
And I'll.
Yeah. So this. Yeah. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say I'll do a terrible handoff to you in the beginning, like I just did, and it will start awkwardly. So it's perfect.
Oh, we did it. It was awkward. It was great. Yeah. So this mission and the fourth mission is a mission that a lot of our players have been struggling with, and they've been toned down. They might be toned down even further, and. As a message to the people who want a further challenge, we're also looking at like adding difficulties to the mission so you can kind of bite in, get a good chunk of challenge once you're experienced enough with the game. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Right now, like in the difficulty, you've got easy and normal. Like if I were to start a skirmish right now,
yeah.
So do you guys plan on maybe adding a harder difficulty than those existing, or would it be the existing two, easy and normal from skirmish, that you would want to maybe socket into this format?
We would kind of make like a separate kind of setting of it, because the settings, easy and normal, they're set for like how the AI behaves. Mm-hmm. But when it also comes to like the difficulty with the campaign maps, it comes down to like how the map is set up. We're using different triggers and like scripted some scripted AI behavior and stuff like that. We could adjust that depending on the difficulty you want, or the amount of troops here and there for the enemy, or how much resources you'll get for stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be that plus the AI difficulty as well.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started here. We got everything from the previous mission. For those who don't know, your character will, Cecilia Stoutheart will take all of her artifacts from the previous mission over, correct?
Yeah, she will. So you should gear her up with whatever. You should put that bassinet on instead of the archer sword, I think.
Oh, you win. Now, do you usually know these? Do you focus on like both hand, two-handed weapons over a one-hand and a defense weapon?
I usually just look at whatever gives me the most stats, and then sometimes if I'm looking at like a harder fight, I might be like, all right, I'm only gonna shoot at them and hopefully they never reach me, so I might just go with a two-hander that gives me offense, because defense is not even gonna matter.
Okay.
I mean, usually I just, like in this case, I would probably equip the axe and the shield just to give me like overall more stats.
Okay, perfect.
And then, yeah.
Oh, was there anything else you want me to swap in?
Well, you can take a look at what the gloves do.
Nice.
They give gold. So they don't actually help you out in battles, but they give you money. So if you're like facing a harder battle, you might want to swap in before. Not that the worn gloves give you a huge buff or anything.
Okay.
They're worn gloves.
I mean, they're worn out. They have their use. They've had a couple fights.
Yeah. So you got Paradigm here. Yeah, might as well give him some stuff.
That looks good. And if there's, pretty much Carl's going to be guiding me through stuff. So he might tell me, don't do that, do this, that. Is there any like good first moves I should do?
Well, right here, if you want to take, it kind of depends on here. You can just go and take quick early fights here, and then you should just bunch all the troops into one of the armies, either Cecilia or Paradigm, and then you could use the other one just to go around and pick up the few resources that are like free around the starting area here.
Okay, so pretty much put everything into one person, and then use the other character to go spelunk about.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that'll look good.
I didn't know I could use that move all button until I just saw it.
Oh, there you go. Paradigm got a little bit more of like naturally extra movement as well.
Oh, that's right. He's got 14 movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a preference for when it comes to leveling, to focusing on specific skills that you say, hey, you know what? I always want to get my command to this base level before I proceed to a certain point. Like, do you have a kind of methodology for approaching anything?
I got a little bit different. I usually go for different builds in the game, and then I try to not pick up skills that I don't really want, just to keep the skill pool clean, so to speak. So the different classes, they have skill pools that are available, and when you pick a new skill, it quite likely will open up even more skills in the random tree. So if you go back to the level up there, if you pick positioning, you're basically telling the game that you enjoy keeping stuff at ranged and you enjoy protecting your troops. So it might, depending on the class you're in, it's not like 100% like that in all classes, but if you pick positioning, most likely, if you don't already have archery, you might get a chance at getting archery, and you'll likely get a chance at getting guard as well, because your kind of paradigm is kind of like focusing down on stuff that has to do with range and stuff that has to do with protecting his troops. So then those open up. And the skills you pick will also have to do with, they will also influence what powers you get at level 8 and 16. So if you've been focusing down on like protecting your troops, the chances are you get something like Rigor or Essence Shield, which also protects your troops.
Interesting, I had no idea. So basically, your choice of skill or proving skill influences the further drops onto your your skill pool.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little bit of a random skill tree, but you can influence it quite a bit. You won't always get exactly what you want, but you can get sort of what you want, and that's why I'm a little bit careful when I'm really trying to get a build going of if I'm picking a new skill or not.
Okay, so
and then I pick command when I don't get the new skill that I want.
Okay, so it's basically, you either have the choice to improve a random skill that you maybe didn't want to improve, a new skill you maybe don't want, and then you've got the old command, which is your always get out of jail free card.
Yeah, it's always good.
Okay. Well,
and for some builds you just want high command, and some builds you don't need high command, you just want like all sorts of buffs and good stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I'll choose positioning on him because I want to see if it brings up guard and just kind of like test that. I had no idea. That's really awesome. Yeah, so I'll just kind of have fun with that. And now, when you see little kind of just in the campaign at least, and I guess this is more of a min-max question for those people that do want to min-max like that. Do you find that you always want to be doing these little side battles that don't necessarily give you, because there's nothing. Oh, okay, there's a shrine here in ore, so never mind. I was going to say this doesn't really give me anything, but then I just saw that there's 2 things to get. So
you should do this one if you want the celestial ore, and the celestial ore is pretty good for the knights further on, or any sort of upgrades. So. Oh, that's a really nice map for you for that one.
Yeah, right. I'll take it. Now, is it 10% damage buff per like altitude? Like this is 1, 2, 3. That's 30% up here.
Yeah, and also increases your range by 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
And you got this map because there are a lot of hills nearby.
Oh, so it is procedurally generated based off of the actual location.
Yeah, so the game takes a look at what's around you, and then it kind of slots in, and it's a percentage factor of what's around you, and that kind of map is generated. It's way more likely for this battle for it to generate like a woods map.
Okay.
That's why I was just like, ooh, lucky.
Now, when you're dealing with a situation like this, where you've got your archers are just 1 space out of range, moving them, you're going to have your damage. But I already have this bonus, which will jump to a 30 or 20% bonus. Do you usually just wait for things to come into range, or do you almost always move stuff into range like the AI does?
I usually wait. It really depends. In this case, I would totally wait because you're already up on the high ground, so you wouldn't even get closer to them with your range.
Okay.
If you step down, because you would lose range as well. And then that's also the militia. You really want to like power shoot with the militia because they got 1 shot every second turn. So you don't want to waste their shots.
Well, this would be a great time to talk about a question that you and I talked about prior to recording.
Yeah.
So something I'd asked Carl before we started was, hey, I don't really like the militia. What was the mentality behind basically the militia and the sapper about making a character or a unit that feels like it falls off in its usefulness in the mid and late game or mid and late campaign skirmishes for Arleon, where you do have with a sapper, it does 2 to 3 damage with a max stack of 50, so you're looking at 100 to 150 damage unmodified. But yeah, how do you kind of see this the militia, the sapper's use in a prolonged Arleon game or prolonged Arleon army?
Yeah, so both the militia and the musketeers are both like reload troops, which means what they do is they have a strong alpha strike to start out with. So they have like percentage-wise, they have way more damage than they're kind of supposed to have, because they only deal damage every second turn. That means you get a lot of damage in on the very first shot if you make sure that damage does a lot of damage, meaning you take away a lot of the potential damage your opponent can do to you early on, compared to if you just had archers. So just like moving and then shooting as a first shot with your militia or your sappers is a really poor choice, because you're losing out a lot of the big like alpha strike thing. And also another thing that they have, which is they're a small troop, and they have a really low damage, meaning in the game there are a bunch of like straight up damage buffs that gives +1 damage, and if you do 1 to 2 damage you can get +1 damage. That's a huge percentage buff.
Right.
It's like, I think 75% like damage buff, which would be the same as giving it a buff of 75 offense, which is huge.
Yeah.
So if you manage to place a couple of like Fists of Order next to them, and they also do that spell that increases damage, all of a sudden you got +2 damage on them. It's such a huge buff, because there are so many in the stack, and compared to like the gold that you paid to get them, they just like their value kind of skyrockets by giving them that sort of buff. And it's more like you gotta take the right shots and really buff them up for that shot, and they're gonna do some really, really strong like alpha strikes, and then you try to keep them out of the way. But getting that first and that second shot off strong with them, that's what they're for, really. And if you start treating them like you would treat archers and keep on pumping out DPS every turn, then they're not really gonna like serve you as they're intended. And that's why they have that like ability of raising stakes every single turn, so they kind of better protect themselves and set themselves up.
Okay. Yeah, and I was saying, like, after Carl told me that, it completely changed the way I viewed the unit. I stopped looking at it like, oh, this is, like you just said, a unit that has to do damage every turn. But now I look at it like a spell that I can use to do damage every other turn here and there, and just like you said, alpha strike it, like really just pour in a good chunk of damage. Yeah,
you should be careful with these rats, because they have berserk. Because you don't do like, but all your stacks are pretty strong though, so you should be fine. But I mean, the worst thing you can do with like the berserk units is just like tag them slightly and then make them strong and kill you.
Right.
So, I'd actually move. Like, they got 4 movement, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. Nah, you can just go forward and kill them, I guess. That should be. Whack, whack, whack.
Yeah, I got lucky there.
No, that's pretty good. Get up on the high ground and just kill it. Okay, so this is. I think you should be fine. You can move up on the high ground with the sapper.
Okay.
The militia, and then see how much damage you would do on the 14 there. That's gonna still be that's a fine shot. Yeah. Pretty good. It looks like a guy or two.
Those are rats get out of control. They get out of control.
Yeah. Like when you face big stacks of rats, you gotta be very careful.
So you were talking about this, and I didn't want to interrupt you because it was a great bit of information. But we're here in our small settlement. What would be the way you'd approach for mission 3 here? Like, how do you build out this small settlement?
Depending on like playstyle and how I'd like built my Sicilia, I'd either go with a peasant hut or a tavern as a first building.
Okay.
Just to get like the way I view games like this is like you get troops so that you can expand, and that's how you get resources.
Right.
So the more troops you build, the easier it'll be for you to expand, so you can get resources faster.
And then the medium building here, do you then go with the barracks as well?
I'd go with the barracks, yeah. So you need some stone if you can get it. I don't see any stone though, so you might need to push on.
Looks like it.
So then you can instead build like get the small settlement. Like I'd just build a quarry because you're gonna need stone. You're gonna wanna build more stuff. There's gonna be more towns on the way.
So, they're both
huge rat. So this encounter is actually harder because they're the same amount of rats that you just faced, but they're in 2 stacks this time instead.
Yeah. So and one of them's upgraded dangerous. Too.
Yeah.
So I'll run the risk of partially doing damage to one. It gets stronger, and I have to deal with that.
Yeah. Oh, turns out it was 3 stacks.
3, yeah. Oops, little sneaky bastard.
My memory didn't serve me.
Well, I knew this would happen.
I didn't remember every single thing in the game. That's horrible.
Yeah, I know. When you asked me about the movement, I already knew. I'd won.
Yeah.
So when you see something like this, where the rat, it's got a free, basically, it can run all the way up and do damage to this militia. Do you put something in front and then let it eat the hit rather than the militia? Or do you still treat militia like kind of a disposable unit for something like this?
Yeah, militia can tank. They're okay with tanking. If you take a look at the 11 stack of the rats there and see where they go, I would just make sure that 11 stack will do nothing instead.
Oh,
so I would
okay.
move either because you're gonna take some casualties here,
right?
So I would just move the 12 up, north, either northwest or just go down south to prepare for the plague rats.
Okay.
Just making sure that 11 stack does nothing.
Well, it's gonna have to be right there, I think.
That'll be fine. But now you would need to protect against the plague rats for the yeah. That's good. Yeah, I think you can kill that 21 stack there or close enough. Yeah. So now you're gonna activate them, and before you shoot now, they're gonna get +1 movement now. So if you focus on them, they'll get +1 movement, but they're not gonna reach your ranges anyway. So you should use a protect for your footmen before shooting.
Okay. And then just
now you shoot. Yeah, because then it's their turn now. And they'll roll and hit them. And now you only lost 1 instead of 2.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he still has protect. Okay, good.
Good. Bam.
And poison does the wielder's level in damage every round.
Yeah, I noted that's tooltip is actually wrong.
Oh.
I blame early access.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that tooltip, because we get our tooltips from the code just to make sure nothing's wrong. But how to explain it? The venomous trait kind of piggybacks off of the code of a prior system that we used to have that had to do with the wielder levels.
Oh, okay.
So venomous, what it does is it does 25% of the damage that you inflicted over 2 turns. So if you inflict 100 damage with your venomous troop, the next turn you're gonna do 25, and then the turn after you're gonna do another 25.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So 20% of the damage you inflict...
25.
Oh, 25, sorry. A quarter of the damage that's inflicted in that round, or just the unit that's shot?
The shot.
Okay, so let's say I've got something that does 100 damage, means next round it would do 25 damage, and that poison lasts for 1 round?
2 rounds.
2 rounds?
So 100 damage equals 150 damage if it gets its full tick out of it.
So here's a nested question then. I got a unit. It's got it does 100 damage. It poisons me. That unit takes damage, and the next time it can shoot at me, it now gets 80 damage. It does 80 damage. So it would do the 25% of the 100 for one more round, and then it would do the 25% of the 80 for 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it all keeps like adding up.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the harder things in the game is fighting against those, didn't see that, little stacks of like toxologists is a really good example. Where it's like they all take a pot shot at you, and now they're all going to do a ton of venom damage to you. Like, oh crap.
Yeah. And they just like once they've shot you twice, then the venomous is ticking full.
Yeah.
So you want to like deal with them quick.
I
would just walk forward.
Yeah, with that, just blitz them. Not going to be in range. That doesn't matter. So were there any abilities that, like an example would be ambush. It's a really, really, really cool ability. And it's definitely not one that I'd ever... I don't know why I did that. It's very characteristic in that it's got a really cool use case, and it can be a really cool way to effectively get almost like essentially like another half of turn of damage out for a single unit. Are there any abilities in the game that maybe you were like, you know what, we need something like this, or you originally had an idea for one type of ability and it spawned and spiraled into another one where you're like, wow, this actually is a way better use than we had originally intended, or anything like that?
Oh, wow. I'm sure there is. I'm just trying to think of one right now. Because quite often what happens is like, you come up with an ability, you come up with a spell or something that you want to happen, and then, you mull it over the coders and they create something, and then once they've created something, you go like, oh, so now the game can do that? And then because the game can do that, that means I can easily just like, then we can get this ability sort of like for free, right? Because it sort of does the same thing, but in a different way. And then sometimes in the end, we don't even have the first thing that created the thing for the game, so to speak. But we do have the second thing. So I can't think of an example right now, but let's make one up. Say if we started hating the Palisades ability that Sappers had, and we take it out of the game. Because of that, that one was implemented in the game at all. It was quite easy to also make like mines that the artificers have.
Oh, okay.
So maybe then we only have mines, but we don't have Palisades, and the reason we have mines would be because we had Palisades to start up with. And I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of stuff like that in the game. I just can't think of one at the top of my head. Where we had stuff. No, there's one actually. We have like in creation, there's a spell called Mist, where you sort of go invisible. That used to be a troop ability for the Sassanets in Baria.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but it was way too powerful, and it was really hard to like either make it fun or. Oh yeah, so you can build. What'd you go with?
Oh, barracks.
Oh, awesome. And so it's now just a spell. And then we might try and get it back to the Sassanets. The Sassanets have weight right now, and we might remove weight from them again and give them another ability.
Okay.
There's a bunch of stuff like that we might do. But so yeah, that's because we created the ability to do it for a troop, and then we're like, well, we might as well make a spell out of it, and then one of them got taken away.
For those that don't know, Mist is the spell that makes it so that if you cast it on a unit, that unit cannot be attacked until it attacks or the next round, correct, I think?
Yeah, it's actually an update coming to it. So right now in the game, it's until the troops' next turn, so that you're essentially like invisible and you can't be hurt until it's your next turn. But it was a little bit too easily exploited, so we're switching it to like at the start of the combat turn. So at the start of the combat turn, all the invisible troops become visible.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I could see that being a little more balanced.
Yeah, especially because you could really combine it with the Cheloon and their, their high creation generation.
Which I do love.
Mm-hmm. That's looking good. You got a nice little producer up there.
Yeah, and so I was thinking maybe making a rally point down here just to pull these units down.
It's not like Paradigm is pretty fast, and you might you're building a castle there, right?
Yeah, down here.
So yeah. So you might want to make sure you can upgrade that castle instead.
Oh, that's a good point. I always forget. Castle is the quarry. Okay, so I would need to make a quarry here now. Well, once that castle finishes.
Once it's done, yeah, because you're building a bunch of sappers, and the piston order are really good together with sappers because they can do that little +1 damage buff.
Should I swap then this peasant hut for a lumber mill?
I would wait, I think, and then swap the quarry for.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you're gonna build a quarry down there.
Yeah.
And then get a little swap rune.
I gotcha. All right.
That's like such a classic thing when you're just like building and you're like, damn it, I should have built. I should have built the other way around.
It's happened to me quite a bit in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I still do it a lot. Okay, you got a bit of a choice now. So you got like a little objective to go talk to Roderick of Loth because he's supposed to give you the tribute, which seems to be like a good thing to get.
Okay.
But you can also see some celestial ore to the northwest there.
Right.
Which is really good if you want knights. So you could either go,
House of Celestial Ore it is. Say no more. Also, we got a level up here on Cecilia. Now.
How have you? What kind of skills does she have?
So this was kind of a question I was going to ask you. Was about impressive, but for her, she's got guard, cunning, archery, and combat training. So
I'd keep pushing combat training then.
Yeah, and I think the game. It seems like the game also is noticed. Oh, okay, you are trying to be aggressive.
Yeah. So you have like
here's Essence Shield.
Exactly. So it's just like the game is kind of picking up that you're like, you're gonna be wanting to swing with all your troops and make sure they don't take that much damage.
Right.
So
then I will go.
Combat training is really good unless you need command. I don't think you need command yet, right?
No, I've got one archer in a spot for the knight. I'll just move that. I'll just destroy the archer, or just replenish with it. But a lot of people have been asking about impressive, saying like, why even choose it? It only at max it goes to 15%, and the tooltip says that hostile troops won't dare to fight. Does that also give them? And in all my hours of playing, I've only ever had one stack of units offer to join me.
Yeah. So it also increases if you approach a hostile that's of the same faction as you. And especially if they're the same unit type that you have in your army, then they're going to be like, wow, we're really friends. Then there's a certain percentage depending on how much bigger you are than that hostile. Okay. And then if you add this impressive to it, you add on top of that. So it's just like, you can have three things happen. They can flee, they can offer to join you for money, or they can just straight up join you for free.
Okay.
So impressive sort of helps with that. To get a bunch of free troops. So it's in my mind, it's if you're playing on a big map and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go east. There's a bunch of troops I need to clear out there. I have a huge army, so the battles are gonna be easy because that happens quite often in like big maps. Then picking up impressive might not be a bad idea, because then you're gonna run into a bunch of like easy and very easy fights. And instead of having those troops flee, maybe they might offer to join you, or instead of that, they might just flee instead of fighting you.
Okay.
And if they offer to join you, might offer to join you for free instead.
Okay,
but
so it does.
Yeah.
It definitely does have a really. Oh, I didn't talk about these shrines of Aurelia. This is pretty much your window into the game's lore, right?
Yeah, this is sort of telling the story of Aurelia. And Aurelia used to be like the empress of the Empire of Aurelia, which spanned the known world like 600 years prior. So when you visit these shrines in the campaign, you'll get a little text about stuff that she's done or stuff around that happens. Right here, they're talking about in the year of 2 BA, which is before Aurelia. Baron Gaius of Loth did kneel before Aurelia, recognizing her as the leader, and so on.
Okay.
So
that essentially starts the creation of the Barony of Loth, which is a barony on the island of Arleon.
Yeah, exactly. So the Barony of Loth is a neighboring barony of the Barony of Stoutheart, and they're like a vassal barony, meaning they kind of serve Stoutheart, and they have to pay Stoutheart for Stoutheart's protection, which was like a pretty common thing to do in times like these. So we picked up a bit on that. And basically, what they're doing is like, think of it more of like, you know, the mafia kind of telling you like, you give us protection money, all right?
I like how you went with mafia as my Italian heritage. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a bit more like that. Like they pay Stoutheart so that Stoutheart protects them in times of trouble, but they also pay Stoutheart so that Stoutheart just doesn't come and take their lands.
Okay.
And what happened like prior in the story here, you have like Lady Hammond coming in trying to reclaim her lands because they weren't able to pay the tribute to Cecilia's father. So he took the land from the Hammonds and made it into part of the Barony of Stoutheart.
Is that why both the banners are very similar between Loth and Stoutheart? They have that same kind of flourish on the left and right side, that little like you have the sword with a little kind of coming down circles. Coming down circles is a official a scientific term. Oh, is that why the Barony of Loth has that same thing, a crown with the 2 circles on the left and right sides of it, just because it's kind of that same heraldry?
Oh, you mean for the... that is actually not the Barony of Loth's symbol, but I don't know if I want to give away spoilers here.
Oh, okay.
But I think most people know about that Loth also. I mean, they watched your other videos, so they know like what they are like in the skirmish. So the Barony of Loth, that's what you kind of discover playing through the campaigns. You kind of discover what they're sort of up to. So that crown has to do with the Empress of Aurelia.
Okay.
And it's their new emblem.
Okay.
And it's not their old emblem, I believe.
Yeah, I think. Let me check my note.
I'm just like, let me change the most recent lore document. Yeah. Many things to keep in mind.
Okay, so.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. That they change it once they go full on serving Aurelia. All right, so you got instead of giving. So what happened here is like instead of giving you the tribute that he promised, he instead gave you what used to be a Loth settlement. Yeah, and made it into like a Stoutheart settlement. So Oak Haven here is now Stoutheart.
Okay.
And then he told Cecilia that Baron Aldous is on his way with a big army to help out with the Fae threat.
Okay, perfect.
You just have to deal with the Fae in the meanwhile.
Like you do.
Like you do. Big bad Fae.
So, got a castle here. Got a barracks here.
Yeah, you're set up.
Is this a point too where you would maybe make a rally point to take all 3, to take both those settlements and just put everything into one spot?
Yeah, I might make a rally point there. I would, if I felt that I needed the army right there and then, which sort of feels like you do, I think I'd just make a rally point there just for ease of movement. And then after the rally point, I'd probably make a marketplace.
Okay. And marketplaces, the more you have, the better the prices you get, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I can...
Yeah, you should be fine.
That's all right, I got this.
So these are biggers, so you need to... Yeah. I wouldn't be that far forward with the footman there. Or maybe it doesn't matter. No, I'm stupid. You're fine.
Okay. I'm just trusting everything you're saying. I'm like, he knows so much more.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, holy shit.
I was like, I'll do what he says. I'll do what he says.
This isn't life. People believe me.
So 1 unit of plague rats.
Okay. So yeah, the plague rats are the big problem here.
Yeah.
I would. Oh yeah. You could kind of sacrifice the minstrels here, but you could also just like wait a whole turn before stuff happens and just take a step back. And then take a step back with the footman to make sure that the big chunk of plague rats won't affect. Maybe go northeast with instead. Just one square, one hexagon, just up there. Yeah. And then just step up on the high ground with the militia and don't do anything.
Oh, and don't do anything. Okay.
No,
Pull
because you want to save the big 39 militia shot for the plague rats.
Okay.
Once they come in.
Is it worth then putting protection on them because they can now reach the range of him?
Oh, you mean the 21 there? Hopefully you'll kill the 21 with your rangers before that happens. So I don't think you need to. Because
you are correct.
Yeah, there you go. And if you want to, you could bait with these 1 rangers, but I wouldn't. I mean, you could just like step up on the high ground if you want to like bait the 21 there, but I wouldn't do that. I just
end the turn.
So the worst thing you could do now, which is what a lot of people forget about the rats, is like if you put a shot into the plague rats right now, you would take like in the 52 stack there, you would take huge losses.
Right. Because they're going to get such a huge buff and they're going to move fast.
Yeah, exactly. So you're still going to take some. Now you could pacify them before they move.
I definitely should have pacified. Oh my god! Oh no! It's a rampage.
You're fine though. Just sing.
When in doubt.
When in doubt, just sing. All right. So you could get up on the high ground with these, I think.
Right here?
Yeah. No, don't do it. Just go down and hit the 23. You should be okay. Yeah. Whack. And now you shoot the 40. And that's what I mean with like a strong alpha strike with a militia.
Right. And I mean that I think it's really cool is to see that people now can see this way of playing this. It's an entirely different way than I probably would have done that stupid shot with a single ranger and berserked the militia without thinking because I thought of it as an inconsequential fight. I was like, all right, let's just push through this quickly as possible. Versus like, okay, I can spare 2 more minutes and get less troops killed and more of theirs dead, and not have to spend more time running back to my town to replenish.
Yeah. So before you do this shot, because once you shoot, it's gonna be the 12 rats turn, and you don't want to take any losses. You use pacify on the 12 rats there.
Okay.
And you might not take the. Oh, and
shit.
You could have used the protection as well.
You're right. You're so right.
So many things. Now you kill them.
I'm so nervous.
Because I'm judging you.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh god, I better impress this game developer. He's never gonna let me play the game again if I don't.
No, that's how it works. Sometimes we just go watch people play and we're like, you're not good enough.
You don't deserve it. You don't deserve to play my game.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Talisman of Chaos.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got both.
So yeah, you got a little bit of chaos from so that's nice. Chaos gives you good mobility.
And I think at this point we go with command because I
think so too.
Yeah.
Because you got a rally point up there and be like ashamed to kind of waste it.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Okay, now.
And you didn't get a cool. If you would have gotten like a really good second skill there, you might have not won the command.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't get anything that was like super fitting.
You didn't get anything too cool.
Nothing too cool. All right, so if you really want to save up on movement, you could have gone over to the rally point with Paradigm and then done a little swapperoo there. To save just a little bit of movement.
See, it's just all sorts of nervous.
All right, full stack of militia. So you take if you go from there, you can switch to the other settlement. There you go.
Hop in those knights.
Yeah. Okay, but that's nothing yet. That's nice.
Now, with this extra slot, would you just put more militia into it, or because I do have his units, I can put into her army.
Oh yeah, you could really get. I would, yeah. I'd just max up on the militia.
Okay.
The other thing to do would instead be like you could have split the stack of singers and have them like fill up the whole army with singing.
That was going to be the other thing I was going to ask. Like,
Yeah.
do I double stack my my singers?
I would do that because now you got some. Like if you now manage to upgrade the knights there into Fists of Order, they can use the Inspire ability on like 2 of your stacks of militia for a really strong like Alpha Strong.
I will be able to do that now. Now I can't upgrade through the rally point, right? I have to go back to the town to do so, right?
No, you can't.
Okay.
So you can do a little. No, you can't do it in a building because you don't have 300 gold.
You are correct.
So I'm actually gonna save you some headache. Don't go further west. You're just gonna get a message telling you that this leads to the Baron of Loth, and it'll let you.
Okay.
It'll get you nowhere.
So then that's a good thing, right? So this is where. Do you think a lot of people accidentally step into a pitfall here, and then they're?
They'll miss a turn.
Oh, okay.
So it's nothing huge. Like you'll go over there, and then you can't go that much further. I think there might be some loot there, but we can just skip it. It's nothing huge.
Okay. So then I need to go back north and south.
Yep.
Give me that glimmer weave.
Yeah.
And marketplace we said here.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Maybe I'll make a tavern over here to get some more minstrels though too.
Yeah, you can upgrade them as well.
Do you prioritize small buildings over medium buildings because of the build time or anything, or do you just go, hey, what do I need?
Usually I prioritize. I go small first if it's something that I actually need. If it's something I need, I always build it first.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'd be like, I really need a market right now, I'd build the market first.
Okay.
But you don't really need a market right now, so I'd go with just getting some more gas going.
Done and done.
There you go.
I'm just eating everything up over here.
Yeah. Got some apples.
And
Marketplace.
yeah, I guess my marketplace right here.
I think so, yeah. So big kind of like balancing act of the economy is to make sure that you get enough troops going so that you can spend your gold buying them, but you don't want to generate too many troops because you won't have gold to buy them anyway. So they'll just be sitting there. So it's always like a little bit of you need to set up that perfect economy where you produce slightly more troops than you have gold because you'll be fighting gold on the map anyway. But you don't want to produce too much because then you won't be able to buy it anyway, and you could have used that slot for a farm or something like that.
I've definitely run into that trick of, you know what, I'm just going to keep expanding. I'm going to keep expanding. Ooh, Phalanx.
Yeah.
And I'll be fine. And then you realize now I can't even make units because I'm only producing upgraded units and they just cost too much. And maybe I don't even have the resource to produce that unit.
Yeah. So you're just sitting there with all these like Fists of Order, but you have no Celestial Aura. You got like fake queens coming in, but you have no Glimmer Weave. Yeah.
And is that something that you guys decided, like, hey, you know, we're getting... is this the direction I should be going with Cecilia down here?
No, you can do this Paradigm. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And it's also like, if you die with Paradigm, nothing happens, but if you die with Cecilia, it's game over, man.
Okay, perfect. So is that something
you can be a little bit more loose with him?
Yeah, I know. I'm just going all over the place.
Yeah.
Cancel. I don't really want to spend my Ancient Amber just yet. So is that something you guys decided was like, you know, we've reached this point where we have to find a way to kind of curve the not unit growth, but the economy by throwing additional costs on, say, the Fist of Order, or if you look at the Fist of Order or the Fey Queens, both of them. You know, that's Glimmer Weave and that's your Celestial Ore. So was it just a decision to go, okay, well, let's add some more complexity to unit recruitment, or did you decide that you needed something to kind of slow players down?
because like slowing players down or speeding them up, the more people start like building maps and playing maps, so they'll realize it really comes down to like map design. How slow or fast a player will be able to move. I mean, it'll come down a lot to map design. What you can do or you can't do. I mean, you could just speed players up if you make a map and you'll just start out with 4 exotic mines around your started settlement, then it's not going to be a problem packing knights and fake queens, because you'll just have a lot of it anyway.
Right. So
you can make maps that are just like, well, this is obviously made for just like having a lot of high tier units, because there's just like a lot of exotics on them. You can make a map with like lumber mills and quarries all around the starting settlement, and then like, why would you ever build them? You'll just have lots of them. Or you can make a map where just like resources are super scarce. But there's a lot of golds, and that kind of like will force the player to be like play the market game kind of thing.
Right. So you basically use the map to kind of control the flow of a game, or less so than the actual game's mechanics of like, you have resources here and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the game's mechanics are more around like trying to set up for interesting choices and forcing the player to like make choices. Like, now that I have Celestial Ore, what do I want to do with it? Now that I have Glimmerweave, what do I want to do with it?
Right.
And then, as like you've been talking about in the like faction breakdown videos, which are great, everyone should watch them.
Those were his words, not mine. I didn't tell him to plug it.
I think they're great. They're awesome.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, they're really great. Like, you notice that certain factions kind of like lean into different sorts of exotics depending on the faction, depending on like which route to take. So like in Arleon now, you're playing Fae now because you're in the campaign and they fight the Fae right now.
Right.
Otherwise, making the Fae is like Glimmerweave, and going like Knights and Footmen is more like Celestial Ore. So if you start out a map and you're like, hey, I have 2 Celestial Ore mines here, I should probably push Knights. So it's also stuff like that. So you have to like adapt to the map a little bit.
Yeah, kind of giving them like, oh, this is the context clue. This is what you have to build right now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is spicy.
Oh, you got some interesting stuff. I haven't been paying attention. Oh, this will be good. This will be good.
I just casted Rally on everyone here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you can just step up there and take the losses as a footman. They're just there to die. Okay, yeah, that'll be good. Before you can just kill that one.
Okay.
Yeah, this one shouldn't shoot because you're kind of wasting a shot on that like tiny one there. You should You should move him up instead and see if you can take a better shot with next turn.
Okay.
And now you should use the top spell there. And I would shoot the 5 just to do maximum damage.
Perfect. I didn't... But for some reason when it said 2 attacks, I thought in my head, okay, he'll have 2 rounds. It's like, no, that's not it. He'll attack twice. Same target.
That's rejuvenation.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the other one. So now you see, if you go down like 4 from the top in the spell, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, burst of strength. +1 damage. That's the militia spell I was talking about. So if you would have like, in a different, you could have like waited with shooting with both of these and then given them bursts of strength, and their damage would have been like huge.
Yeah, 2 to 4 plus a 20%. That's massive.
Yeah. So comparably to their gold worth, or how easy they are to get, their damage output is really, really high. But yeah, there you go. Perfect. Good pick. Well done. What were we talking about? We were talking about exotics. Yeah. Kind of.
Yes.
We were down there.
We were talking about the kind of like how they, like what the decision was to put them on the map, or put them for unit cost, if it was a way of slowing players down, or if it was meant to just kind of be a.
I mean, it is a little bit of a of course.
Clicking too fast.
Well, nothing.
Oh, you tricked me. You knew it too. You were like, he fell for the classic trick.
You know what? I didn't actually know that. Well, I'm gonna. It's staying in the game.
Now that people have seen it,
it's staying. I'm not gonna take it away. Yeah, no, yeah. Sometimes when you because when I build a map, I build it like mechanically first, and then I go back and I prettify it, and we game test it, of course. We do all those things, but sometimes while prettifying it, trying to make it look better, stuff like that can happen. You take away a tree, and all of a sudden you can walk down to a zone where there's nothing, because when you did the mechanical part of the map, you didn't put anything there because the player wasn't supposed to go there. So that is 100% what happened there. And usually when I see those, I'm like, yeah, I'm fixing that. But right now I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe that's just in the game.
Maybe that little bit. It's a life lesson to people. Not all paths lead to something good.
That one just leads you to nowhere.
Okay, so
time to go back with Paradigm because he can't fight his way through there.
Yes, sir. And I will just follow the road.
Oh, don't forget the Celestial Ore.
I'm nervous.
All right. Yeah, just head back with him. You can pick up his own army now if you want to.
Yeah, I think so. We'll go deal with these little rats.
Yeah.
Now, how often do you quick battle?
I quick battle when on easy or easier when I'm not facing special opponents. I wouldn't quick battle this because
they can get out of control.
Because they can get out of control, and I know that the combat AI isn't amazing at handling plague rats. So you can get really the losses here would be not on an easy level. It would be more on a medium or worthy level. But if I had a similar easy and we were facing say Oathbound, I'd be like, yeah, I might just quick battle because I'll likely take more losses, but maybe it's okay. Okie doke. Yeah, I would just. Will you be able to get Burst of Strength going? You will not. Yeah, what would you do here?
So I was thinking to run into right here to hold them at this location, not attack them, just keep them there.
Yeah.
That keeps these guys at a height advantage and these at a height disadvantage, and just let them die, basically.
I'd move them one up and just let that 60 go, kind of thing, because it won't be able to reach anyone except that blocker anyway.
Okay.
Except for your knights, and the knights move before them, and then you can kind of make it. If you want to, you can strike them, and you'll take some damage, but you'll also deal quite a lot of damage, I think.
You're not wrong.
And then you can focus down on that one with your shot. And now you could likely kill them with a shot here.
Yeah.
Your big problem is the plague rats there.
These guys? Both of these guys.
yeah, those guys up there. So I would shoot the 51.
Okay. And then just finish 51 off.
Yeah, but before, you'll get your knight first. You could also shoot the. How many would you kill if you shoot the 60? Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I would shoot the 8. And now I would pacify the 60.
Yeah.
And well, it depends who you want to die. You can charge in with your knights, and you might die with some knights, or yeah, you're gonna lose some troops anyway. You could also chaos step your footmen forward and see if you can lock them down.
Ooh, I kind of want to see. I see how that
goes.
To
see, because it's you have a. Nope. You can do it again if you want to try again.
I mean, yeah. Now I gotta try it. It seems fun.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Got it, and now you can give them protection instead.
Yeah. So
that could be fun.
Have you used Berserk offensively? In the sense that okay, I'm about to hit something. I'm not going to kill it, and I don't want it to stay alive. Do you ever cast Berserk on your enemy's units and then shoot at something?
I'm not sure I understood the question.
Let me go through this round. Maybe we'll get another. You're just going to stay here.
No. Yeah.
You're reloading. You're reloading. Damn, I thought I generated Berserk right now, but
Oh, you mean Onslaught? Oh no,
yes.
not Onslaught, but the plus damage thing.
Yeah. Where is it? Aha, here we go. Fury.
Oh, Fury. Oh, Fury. Yeah, I use Fury. I use Fury with Arleon quite a bit. Yeah. Because take away. It's like you take away more of the retaliation damage than the 25% kind of like decrease in defense. So you'll still like kill more damage with it anyway.
Ah, okay. That's good to know.
It depends on what you hit. So you're going to deal 25% more damage, and maybe that's just like the trade-off is going to be the same amount of dead units of your own anyway, but you still kill more of those. So then it's a good trade-off. Especially if I have a lot of like units coming in hitting the same troop. It's really good.
I had kind of been thinking about it almost like a like an Alpha Strike thing. Okay, I'm going to use this right now because
Absolutely.
I want to finish them off.
Yeah, it's absolutely like that as well. But sometimes you like something to always keep in mind is like if you kill something, you take away their damage as well. It's another way of, in a way, healing you guys. Oh, you got a Academy of Grand Armor here. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. What you gonna go with?
Well, I think that kind of, and I really agree with this, the community consensus really is Academy, because you get the Glimmer Weave, the increase in taxes, like the Glimmer Weave production is so nice when you're trying to make Fey Queens. Yeah. But in this case, I can't get to Fey Queens.
You cannot, no.
So the Grand Armory seems more worth it to me, because I can at least just give blanket buffs to units.
Yeah, and you're playing humans only, so the human research will be pretty good.
Right. That's Grand Armory. Making that. Good thing I've got. Oh, and I was going to go March here, increase movement, because Cecilia's going to be with me the rest of the campaign. I might as well try to maximize her ability to move.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Moving is nice.
Especially in a game where you have to move a lot.
That's very much so. There you go. Thistle down. This is the settlement that actually sent out the call for help.
Okay. And it is no more.
It is no more. It is kaput.
So let's get you some...
Everything.
I think I just kind of...
Yeah, start with the one that's like the furthest way, I guess.
This and this.
Yeah, and then some... Do you have any Ranger production anywhere?
I don't. These two are... They're empty, so that means... I will now after this turn.
It's so easy to miss.
Yeah. I always
okay, so you need to build something in your in Oakhaven there. No, you're already building. Never mind.
Oh yeah, the
Never
large.
mind. Yeah, we just talked about that. I have a memory, I just don't use it.
I don't. It's highly overrated. Trust me. I've not used it since I was like 4. Okay, and
people talk about it.
a lot of people talk about it. Highly overrated.
I don't know.
Maybe then we just go with. Maybe I just get the Knights from Crow Point and put them into.
Yeah, you can just walk up to Crow Point as well.
Yeah,
because you might want to be going that way anyway, because Cecilia is going up north.
And then we will.
Look at that! Something's happening.
Uh-oh
moment. So if you can just press the you can close this menu if you want to, like up there, and then you can check Cecilia to see what she's got equipped right now, and if those gauntlets might be something you prefer.
The income is nice.
Yeah, But it might be nice to have them if you have if you're facing a hard battle.
It's
a good gold roll though. That's a really high gold roll.
Yeah, 2100. That was huge.
Yeah, it's really big.
Grab the celestial ore real quick because I'll need it for unit production. And
you can interact with the Oh yeah, that'll be.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, Oathbound Legionnaires. Yes, you got some Legionnaires for the shield with the shield trait there, but otherwise it seems pretty straightforward.
Yes, sir. The Legionnaires are probably one of my favorite units in Loth because they're so tanky.
They're so tanky. Yeah.
Now, I didn't want to move him the full distance because I wanted to try and get as much charge in as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. Usually, because the charge trait is really, really strong when you use it. They deal so much more damage.
Yeah, he did move the whole distance. I wasn't sure. I guess maybe just move in defense.
Yeah, just up one. Yeah, that would. Because they walk 3.
Now.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You wanted the 45 to go first. That's a really bad.
Oh yeah.
Because then you could have just
moved forward.
Yeah, so you can pretty much do what you can do though. We can play around with Chaos Step again here.
Oh, done.
If you use Chaos Step on well, you could use it on, but you can just use it on that one, yeah. Oh no, you can't. I was mistaken. Never mind. Yeah, do it on 45. And hopefully you'll get away.
Hey! Open a door.
Look at that! You can just walk up there.
Perfect.
And not take the shot.
Right. And that is...
I don't know. That's a pretty good shot, though. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a shield.
You'll kill him. Yeah.
Perfect.
And then you get a really good shot. I would kill the Spectres. There you go. Nice.
And I would maybe wait here because I'm doing range damage to that thing.
Yeah, you can just keep shooting. That's good.
Oh, keep shooting?
Just shoot him. That's fine.
Done.
Okay. I would play the safe game and just back off.
Yeah.
And then shoot him one more time, because why not? And then you get a good old charge. Just stand there.
Oh, they're both reloading.
Yeah. Here you go. Oh, now you can actually do a double attack with your knights if you want to.
Let's do it.
And before you charge in, you put Pacify on the Legionnaires. And you do it again.
I mean, so this is a really great way for people to see like that layering of spells, because I think it's just that Heroes of Might and Magic in me that just thinks of, okay, one spell. You can only cast one.
I know, it takes a lot of time to get used to it. Usually, like, it can even be good to just like save up and use them all at the same time just to do this kind of thing. So if you would have engaged the turn before, you couldn't have done this kind of like move.
Right. 4.
Cool. Nice. Got it.
I like how we said, like, oh yeah, this mission will only take like 45 minutes. And I'm like, I have a feeling that will not be the case.
What are we at in time?
An hour 3.
Oh, an hour. Wow, that's fine. We're not like running through it, so.
No. And I think too,
I think this mission is gonna take 2 hours.
Oh wow, okay. Get over here.
Oh, that's nice.
Span you guys. Get the
you could have just put him in the defense instead, in the settlement, and just had him standing there.
You would again exemplify that you are a far better player than I am, as you've designed the game.
I mean, hopefully I know the game. Sometimes I doubt it when I'm like, oh, what was it like? Because I'm like, for some reason, I'm thinking of something that was what it was like 2 years ago or something like that.
Though, it's funny is like, I know the game. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I sometimes play too fast. And I make all those those mistakes like that.
Yeah. I do the very same thing as well.
Were you going to tell me something fancy about this place?
Nah, just take it.
And you can go...
If you pan camera west a little bit, You got an area there that you haven't. There's a gold mine up there that you haven't yet claimed that you might be interested in.
Let's get those goodies.
So here, I mean, you'll take some damage, but this you could quick battle.
Let's do it.
You'll take some damage.
Wow.
But meh. It's like if you would have just done that by battle by yourself, you probably would have taken no damage. But, ooh, +1 range for archery, but you do need command, right?
I'm so low in the troops.
Absolutely.
Okay, like this.
Cool. Yeah, you still need to take it. I think.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
So was there?
Now you got your second large settlement.
I certainly do. And upgrading it, I shall do. Now, was there any kind of mentality around? Hey, you know, the defense in the game, it's geared around these towers, and the towers create the garrisons, and the garrisons and the ballistae. Is there a reason that maybe that these, when they upgrade, they don't produce
upgraded troops?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still very much like playing around with what kind of defense do we need, how much should it cost, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, maybe there should be like one more upgrade that upgrades the troops in there, or maybe that just makes defending way too easy. So it's yeah, but then you have to like balance the cost for it. So the reason was really like it just felt like a simple, clean solution. Like when you buy it, you start getting your garrison, and then when you upgrade it, you get the ballista. But that one, I'm just like super curious to see what people say when they play. I think we'll see where they should be when people start playing quite a bit.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I found I struggle with the AI is if I don't have a wielder defending my home keep, I can't expand out. And the AI seems to have an amazing ability to just constantly throw wielders at me if I don't curb the AI's wielder generation through the options.
Yeah. It's something that just made right now, like the AI is like constant work, keep improving it. And right now, I think a lot of people are noticing, like, you know, the ranged troops are moving a bit too much in battle. Sometimes they do it because it's really good, and sometimes it doesn't work. And it's such a like a fine line of like balancing and moving, sort of like the sliders for the AI.
Right.
And finding out like what are they doing, what do they want to do. And the same thing goes for like wielder recruitment, and we just had a meeting today about talking about like AI and wielder recruitment, and we're gonna like tune down the wielder recruitment because late game they waste so much resources just like because they just recruit wielders way too fast. And in the early game it sort of makes even the easy AI way too aggressive, and it's quite hard to deal with as a player. So it's something we're going to be toning down the amount of wielders they recruit and how fast they do it.
Yeah, because I've definitely noticed that like the wielders, even if they throw like, okay, hey, here's a level 2 wielder with just nothing in it, even if it's got like 40 rats, even if I've got 2 towers, not to mention the great Lord of the Rings hit movie. It results often in okay, I now have to diverge this one wielder I had all my resources in
all the way back
to my town. And I can't get
I
there.
actually buffed the towers in this last patch, so they now have twice the amount of garrison that they had before.
I wasn't paying attention, damn it. Twice the amount of garrison. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been doubled because we've been looking at that and be like, yeah, they're not doing what they should do. So that's the first step. I've doubled the garrison there because I also want them to be. It should take a while to build up, so you can't just like raise all your stuff, build some if you see the enemy coming.
Right.
It should be like a time investment as well.
Yeah, that's something I really do like is that over time you get a garrison versus like oh, okay, well I see someone like you said, and I'm gonna press this button, and now I'm at max strength. Oh.
There you go.
You knew that would happen, didn't you?
I did know that.
Okay, so he's a medium. That's going to be spicy for me.
Yeah, he's a medium fight. So yeah, before you end, he's about to take your settlement there, so you might wanna. I don't know what you want to do about that, but
I don't know if I can do much. I don't really know if it's worth wasting the gold to draft those troops.
How much? You got quite a lot of gold though.
Oh,
you
you're
got
not wrong.
15,200. So you might just. Well, yeah, like you might just want to buy like the Rangers and just to see if you can, or the militia, see if you just can get some hits in on them. Because you obviously want to go down and deal with that.
So does the AI prioritize settlements over heroes? Like, so if I kill this thing, will the AI then prioritize trying to move towards me and attack me?
Depends. Not in this case, I think, because it would realize that you're like a medium threat to it as well.
Okay.
Whereas the settlement would be like an easy for it, so it would probably go for the settlement anyway. But I'm not sure.
Okay.
We could sort of have like a dynamic thinking of the AI, so there's also like a little bit of randomness in there. So the way it works, it's got like dynamic choices, and it's weighted towards like what's the best thing. And then there's also like a little randomness factor into that, so sometimes it doesn't choose what's best.
Oh, interesting.
And it can also like over time a little bit, we're gonna like more on that, but can a little bit like develop a personality so that you get some choices like weighted this way or that.
That's really cool. I like that.
So if you like early game harass an AI a lot and then don't kill it, that AI is gonna hate you.
That's really fun.
It's gonna like send everything at you forever because it's just like, you're mean.
I'm taking this guy out.
I'm taking this guy out with me. He's been a thorn in my side for too long.
Okay, so that's awesome. I didn't know that they can, like you said, more or less develop a personality. That's really cool.
Yeah, but the system we have in place right now is very, very basic. It's more like a system just to try out to see what it looks like. And I mean, because we're gathering so much more like player data now, and seeing how people interact with the AI, we get so much more stuff to work on. And our primary AI coder is coming back from paternal leave as well soon, so that's really nice.
Oh, that'll be game changer. He'll have so much more information to sift through now.
Yeah, it'll be really nice. Yeah. So moving forward won't give you any more range.
Really, it won't. Yeah,
because
I'll lose one.
You're already on high. But you can you move 3 with them for some reason? Or maybe he does have movement 3, the sapper.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh good. I'm glad you're here to tell me how you know. So you can move him up on even higher ground in that case, which you should. Okay. Not back there.
There we go. There. I fixed it.
I was more thinking like southeast of this guy.
Oh, I see, like right over here.
That doesn't matter.
Might as well take out his stack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, using these guys as Alpha Strike really makes them, really changes the dynamic for me on them. Like I now appreciate them far more.
Yeah, you should take a shot down south with this guy. Because you want to be shooting with a sapper next time, and then he won't be able to reach the guy in the south.
Okay. So let's see. I wish these were the upgraded knights.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I
stay away one more turn, just to minimize. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Now him I'll move down in preparation.
Oh yeah, that'll be perfect because then we get a really strong strike. There you go. Okay, so now we can do the same thing we did last time.
So onslaught.
Yep.
And then double pacify.
There you go. There you go.
Perfect.
Yep.
It was also nice having the sappers go at alternating turns. So
yeah,
one was always up.
I know. It feels more dynamic. It kind of feels more like you're a commander when you're doing that. It's just like, it's your turn to shoot now.
Yeah. Versus just loose, go crazy.
Exactly. Guys, just shoot. I'll be in back having tea. You should definitely go manual here.
Think so?
Yeah.
See what damage I can do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this will actually give you an opportunity. If you take a look at Murkoff and you just mouse over Sported there, you can see what skills he has.
Mm-hmm.
Which will give you information for the oncoming battle when you fight him with Cecilia. So you see he's got Eager there, which is the big one.
So he's going to be doing 1 more damage with all of his units.
No, that's brutal. So
Oops.
Eager is +2 movement.
Oh, that's why this guy blitzed across the round.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so that's really important for you when you do your unit setup for the next battle to pay attention to, so you don't like put your units somewhere where you don't want the Spectre, because now you know he's got like 9 Spectres going here, or how many will survive after you shoot them.
And also he's got guard 3, so he's going to be taking way less damage from my shots.
Oh no, guard is melee. So he does he have positioning?
No, you were right. You were right. Remember,
Yeah,
remember
so
when
you
I said I barely know anything about this game?
Just barely enough to like record really awesome guides.
They'll do.
They'll do. They're fine.
So
okay.
My mentality here is just to focus on the Spectre because it's the highest dealing damage unit. The other things are just so
yes,
slow.
because your Cecilia army is like a ranged army primarily. It's totally the right choice. Whack. Yeah.
And I can't do anything. Those barrels don't explode or anything, right?
No, they don't. We were actually like talking about doing stuff like that. And I know. Yeah, that's it.
Great, my first defeat of the match.
Okay. So this is the big whoa moment for this map with Murkoff showing up.
Right, because now
so you need to grab. Yeah, so now you got some live enemies going.
Okay. Need to grab. What were you gonna say?
The dead commander there to be able to proceed with Cecilia. That's what's blocking your path.
Oh, okay.
Go.
We already have that same axe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I was gonna build another castle here just to kind of. Well, I guess that doesn't make.
Do you
much...
need it?
Yeah, it doesn't make.
Do you have enough income to support another castle?
I mean, we have a pretty good amount of celestial ore, but I think the big thing is, I can't. The stack won't matter. Like I've maxed out.
No, you might just need another marketplace instead to get better exchange rates if you're gonna want to up your research.
I've got so many stone and wood to sell and everything.
So then you can. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think it's time to deal with that threat. Oh, he's occupying it.
So.
All right.
For you guys, was there like a comparing to Here's My Magic, because I think it's the thing that a lot of people are making the comparison for, and myself included. Even though there's plenty of what's that called? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he's gonna that Spectre, probably the Spectre.
That will be likely the Spectre. Spectre moves 5, so it's gonna move 7 now.
Yeah, so it's gonna close that gap.
Sure was. That's
an interesting
you
move.
can do that as well, Mr. AI.
Yeah. Was there, like, with everything, all these buildings, that you don't just take them, you occupy or you raise or you convert. Where did that kind of choice come from?
Well, it started by we wanted the faction to, one of the big decisions, like, because we have a bunch of like big inspiration game, but most of them are like stemming from the 90s. Like Settlers 3 is actually one of the big ones as well.
Settlers 3, really?
Settlers 3.
I would not have thought of that one.
Yeah, if you look at the that's what we were actually looking at when we came up with the build site, like how our cities work. we're looking at the Settlers 3 setup where you have to have like enough land to build the big buildings. So you couldn't build them anywhere. So we were like, maybe we should just do that. And then we had like a dynamic way of doing it. And then we're like, this is gonna create really weird maps. Players can just like build everywhere. And then we started like limiting it and to settlements and towns and so on.
I actually really like how you guys have it with these individual settlements that just grow out of themselves, and you put buildings into them and stuff like that. I really like that.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, I'm quite fond of it now as well. Now that it's in place, so yeah, I think it's fun. So we looked at that. We looked at Age of Wonders like 1 and 2, and the Heroes 2 and 3. Like those 3 games were really big. But we also looked at like Battle Brothers and Total War and like all the other like Disciples and Neodor, and there's so many like great games. And me and Magnus, we looked at this like gem of a strategy game which is called Dominions.
Okay.
Which is like a super hardcore strategy game, which doesn't have like, it's super hard to learn. But it's a great game if someone's like looking for like really like super high skill ceiling strategy game. It's a PvEM setup, like play by email kind of thing. Like you send in your turns and then everything happens at the same time. It's a great little game.
By email.
Yeah, it's just like all the players, they do their turns. So like, I want this to happen. My army should go there. I should build this town. I'm gonna do that. And if my army runs into it, I want it to do this. And then everyone goes like, okay, my turn is done, and then everything happens.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, so then the armies move, and if they run into each other, they fight. So you have to be like, okay, I'm about to fight this kind of army with this kind of army, and hopefully if we clash, when you set up your army, and then you might run into another army and you're set up for that, it just, when it turns to shatter, it turns to gold. It's a great game. So we looked at that quite a bit as well. It's, just because both me and Magnus are fans of that game. So it's just like, there's so many places to pick like inspiration from. Anyway, I sidetracked, but what's your question?
I feel like that answered it. I mean, you definitely went into a whole bunch of other stuff that I think people kind of wonder, like when they play this game, like, well, what was the motivation behind that? That's not exactly Heroes of Might and Magic. Like you said, it's not supposed to be 100% from it. It's supposed to be from these different sources of inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. And like Heroes 2 and 3 were absolutely like the main inspirations, and I think that's pretty clear. But we have had so many things that we just like wanted to get out of the game, and there were things that works really well in Heroes, but because it works with all the other mechanics in Heroes, and we wanted to make a game in a genre that has very little games, which is adventure strategy.
It really does.
It has so few games that it's always like compared to one game. That's how few games that genre has. It's just like no one goes like, oh, is it an adventure strategy game? People go like, oh, is it a HOM game? Because there are so few games in this genre.
Well, I think like, go ahead.
No, and that's why we're like, we really wanted to make like one more game in this genre, and hopefully it inspires more like developers to make even more games in this genre. And as we've been developing the game, more sort of like games for the genre has been popping up, so more people are thinking like we are, which is awesome because I love playing these kind of games.
I will say it's like it's something I've definitely noticed is like a symptom of the video game industry is that people, rather than looking at a game as its genre, they look at it as like the lowest common denominator comparison point. Like, oh, this is HOM. Yeah. Well, it's not. Like,
it's not. It's like it's the same genre as HOM, and HOM is a really good game, but we're not gonna make HOM because HOM is HOM.
Exactly, right? And I think it's like you look at a game like, to make another easy comparison, people look at Fortnite and they'll go, oh, Fortnite is PUBG with graphics. Well, no, you can build in Fortnite. I think
exactly.
It's unfortunately kind of been like something that you see a lot of games unfortunately have like died on. The Castlevania games when they came out, the Lord of Shadow, the second one. A lot of people, a lot of reviewers were saying like, well, it's too derivative. It's just like God of War. Like, well, it's like God of War, but it's not. It's not God of War. So to kind of reduce it to those constituent parts is not necessarily fair.
Yeah. No. So yeah, it's just you should look at it as its own game, and of course you should compare it to other games in the genre and be like, okay, compared to this game, I think it's like that game or whatever. Like, if you play Battlefield, you might like Battlefield, but you don't like Call of Duty, or the other way around, which is like a common thing.
Right.
But those are separate games.
Yep.
But they do sort of the same thing in the genre, but you might like one, you might not like the other one, or you might like both, like me. I love both of them. But you play them for, in different for different reasons. Almost.
I mean, you 100% do.
Yeah. So if I want to like run around with a shotgun, I play Call of Duty.
It's definitely not gonna be Battlefield, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. And if I want to drive a tank with 3 of my friends, I play Battlefield.
And it is always a good time.
Yeah. I actually play a lot. Well, not anymore. We used to play a lot. Me and Patrick, which is one of the coders, we used to play a lot of Battlefield at the old PlayStation. Good times. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about games and inspiration. Like when you said that, like, this game is that game, I just thought of like when Fallout 3 was coming. People were just like, well, it's Elder Scrolls with guns.
Yeah, and I mean,
and it's just like, well, okay.
Yeah, like sure, it's the same engine, it's an easy comparison to make, but it's not necessarily correct.
No, and it's just like, and without magic.
Yeah, and without magic,
and other things. It's just like, but so I mean, I totally get that. People do that. I do that as well. I'm like, if people are like, what kind of game is that? You want to compare it to something to make them understand.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's just like a way for people to easily grasp it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you're going to compare it to the big games in the genre.
Yeah, the ones that people more than likely have already played.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like some genres have so few games in them that the genre is like 1 or 2 games.
Right. I mean, like we were just saying, this is a really good example.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I?
Well, would you like a tip? Because you could have seen something where you were just at.
Oh.
If you could, if you look in the left part of the screen there, something has happened.
This? Left part of the screen?
Yeah. The woods open up there.
Oh. Well, now I know where to go. Now I know
what might that mean?
This is astonishing.
Paying attention.
I'm never gonna do it. I've never been good at
it. Honestly, that's not something I expect players to see. But there's like little hints here and there, but it's not something that I would ever expect any player to be like, "Oh, the forest opened up." I mean, someone might see it, but it's. That's why it's there, but.
I happen to be cheating too, so.
Yeah.
Back down here, go to this location. I'm actually gonna take some of these knights. Oh.
Yeah.
Horned bastard.
Boom.
Right in my face. I want you to go right there. You to give me your goodies.
So this could be a good moment to put your gloves on, Cecilia.
Both.
The
literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so are you going to keep your 8 troubadours, or are you going to get another stack of militia or footmen there?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I like I love the defense from these. I wish I had upgraded them.
Yeah. I think it's a good choice just to keep them, because then Paradigm would be like super. Paradigm still has like somewhat of an army and can do stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll move forward with the wrong person. It's easy anyway, so it should be okay.
Yep.
Na is one of my favorite characters, too.
I am glad to hear it. He's also one of my favorites.
He just seems so good. Let's put you here, and you here, and you here, and you there. There we go.
There we are.
Or maybe I should have put both of these guys with the knight.
I'll be fine.
Oh, good. Queen's Guard.
Mm-hmm.
They're not scary at all.
No. They're a weak unit. Don't worry about it.
Just hit them and then attack, and then let them do retaliation damage.
They will kill you.
So I'm thinking of moving.
So these guys are also berserkers, but
right.
They don't get that big of a buff from it. The big thing is they get the movement buff when you hit them. They get 2 more damage as well, but their base damage is so high, so the percentage increase of it isn't that bad.
Interesting way to put that.
So it's just like, you have, if you make that 8-stack berserk, well, you do 16 more damage when they hit back. Whereas, like, if you berserk 100 stack of rats, they do like, you'll kill a bunch of them, but they'll do like 160 more damage after that.
Right.
So the big thing about not berserking the horn ones is not giving them the extra movement so they can reach your lines.
So
and other than that, you might actually want to berserk them because they get -5 with defense.
So would you move, say, like this unit here to block this location and protect, or would you move this unit here, hit this unit to trigger his reduction to defense and focus it down?
I would put him next to the Queen's Guard and hit protect, and then kill that 8 with my saber.
Okay.
And then put, I guess I think whack. Yeah.
Are these just normal? Yeah, they're just the normal ones.
Yeah, they're just normal. They're gonna hit super hard as well, but it's better to kill the big stack.
Kill the Queen's Guard?
Yeah, that's a dangerous troop right here. And before you shoot, no, you got your knights first. You can just shoot. All right. Well, you can do if you ride up and you stand right next to like between the Queen's Guard, so you can hit both the Queen's Guard and the Face Spirits.
Oh, okay, so like this.
Yeah, so just go there, and then you step up northeast. And before you attack, you use the double attack spell on the so you start by hitting the Queen's Guard. And now, because you're standing next to someone, you can hit again. And so now you can hit the Face Spirits as well.
So just like the Face Spirit upgrade, it'll allow it to do that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And that'll be it, I think.
So 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Yes, a slight loss of health. That's it.
That's fine. There you go. Got him. So if you don't see the woods there, you won't know that Na is coming, and he'll be able to raise your large settlement there quite a bit.
Well, that would have not been fun for anyone.
No.
I think I'm actually good to do this. Oh, what, didn't I? Now I did.
Oh yeah, that's so nice. Oh, this is finicky, yeah. This is going to get fixed at some point.
Oh, I need to wait a turn.
You need money.
Do indeed.
Well, you can... where do you need to go? You haven't really explored the Fey Forest. You could run back with Paradigm and go like down.
Here?
Yeah, but if you go from like your first small settlement, you can probably pick up some troops there, so you can bash your way through there, because that's a part that you haven't explored yet.
Okay. And her, I'll wait here one more turn. And upgrade. Still can't, huh?
Yeah, but you got a marketplace. You can sell some of your wood and
yeah,
wood and stuff.
I will sell. And sell.
There you go. Look at all them riches.
The blooms, far as the eye can see.
Ooh, yeah.
And can't I do this too? Ancient Amber. Oh.
Wow.
I will
There you
make
go.
that choice. Good. Perfect. Well, I was going to get all them, but...
Oh, you can. You can still do the little dance there. So if you put someone in defense and then you buy 10 of them, you upgrade them. So this is obviously something that we need to address at some point soon. Yeah, there you go. And I think
Still
the
need
old
to...
upgrade. And you need some more monies.
1800. Okay, we'll do one more turn here.
You could have just sold more resources.
You are absolutely 100% correct yet again. Okay. And...
It's so nice to be right. I want to do this all the time.
See, I want to do more of these.
I want to do more of this. This is nice.
We'll just buy more.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you can just go militia and buff them with your one like Fist of Order there. You can deal with a lot of like little packs like that.
Okay. And I guess I'll go this direction, or is there nothing I should do over here with Cecilia?
Yeah, you could go up there, or you could keep exploring to the northeast, or go southeast. In the north, there's stuff you haven't done. So northwest, yeah, there's northeast, there's stuff you haven't done, and northwest, there's stuff you haven't done.
Okay.
And you could also go check out where Gnaw came from. But just for the fun of the stream, I'm gonna say don't do that.
Don't do this. You're saying?
Nah, it's not that much up there. You can get a little bit of stuff, but
Okay.
it'll be a lot of running for little reward. There's some stuff up there, but nothing.
I guess what puts
exciting.
puts the mission closer to completion?
You should go up northwest because you haven't been there.
Okay. Through here or up through here?
Yeah, up there and see where those tortures are leading you. Maybe
Oh.
it'll be fun.
Oh.
There's some stuff there.
Okay. Oh, got a guy coming back.
Oh, check out your mini map. Someone's coming.
It's like you knew it would happen again. All right, let me. Actually, maybe.
I am going to leave you for a couple of minutes to go to little boys.
Go for it. Go for it. I will continue,
All right.
and I will talk through these actions. All right, so we're gonna go over here. Go back to him. We'll upgrade these troops. Bingo, and we'll go sell some stuff. Do a little sell. Do a little sell. Down tonight. Do that. Do this. Good. And we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We won't be fine. Carl's gonna come back and be like, "You're an idiot. Why did you make that choice?" And I'm gonna start crying in the middle of my own video. Perfect. Now do the same thing here. We could do just a little bit of that. And we'll top off what we can. Isn't there something left in defense here? No, that's not gonna happen. And we'll take goal Peregrino here. Oh, good, of course. Why wouldn't it be challenging? That makes the absolute sense to me. And this will auto-resolve, I think. Legionnaires. Well, I think we kill some time. Unfortunately, I can't stand next to the bros, so we'll do this. Okay. The annoying thing is all these will have 50% range resistance, and I definitely have a ranged army, so we'll move that there. We'll do this. And we'll buff back here. That's just more defense, really. So it's not really going to be huge, but we shall do it nonetheless. Get over here. I'm just going to press the button for button's sake. And no one's in range. If we go here, we'll get one more range. And we'll just kind of do a shot. And we'll take another shot. We're gonna have enough next round to do some fun stuff. So here's what we might do. I don't know if Carl's going to come back right the moment I press this button, and then all this will be for naught. But what I'm thinking is I can press this button, ambush, and this is the deadly range. This character goes after these all move. So they will move into deadly range, and you can see that pretty much nothing is going to come into range if I do this right. So if I press ambush, we strengthen again, that's now going to get all three of them, but unfortunately they're not going to take a turn. We're going to move back and really just bait this stuff out. We'll just get them all the way back here. Me being the stellar individual that I am, I forgot that that's too much move. But we're not going to be... Let's put ourselves right here. And we'll reload for one more turn. Reload for one more turn. Just make sure nothing can move in. Okay, we'll be good. So they're going to move. Ambush is going to go off. And now I will be able to shoot. So basically, I'm going to do another little trickaroo here. We're going to onslaught. And then I'm going to rally. And we're going to shoot here. And I didn't think that I was not smart. But either way, it happened and it killed the thing. Now, we could probably... What I'm going to do is move... So that's going to be 12. That's going to be 12. Okay, so we'll move here, kill it. And then... Actually, I probably should have kept that open, so he could have moved and killed it, and that I would have killed this one easy. But... We all make we all make mistakes. And this is going to kind of guarantee there. Perfect. So, if I had auto-resolved that, I probably would have lost a knight or two, and I just did not want to do that.
That was perfect execution.
Thank you very much. See, I knew Carl would come in right at the right moment.
Yeah, I think I did. That was really nice.
I'll go with archery here.
Good choice.
And so with this guy, I brought him up here. I added more sappers. I upgraded my shields, or my equipment to shields of order, and we're good to go. He's gonna start converting that. Ah,
yeah, because you got some garrison going here.
Man, that really went up high. Because I thought that was like the max was like 8 or something, and I was like, man, this is really gonna be.
Oh, so there's 2 towers there, and they've all been maxed out. So.
Could have upgraded them, gotten some ballistae.
Yeah, and then you would have had 2 ballistae and been able to do even more stuff here. You'll be able to deal some damage.
Indeed. So they're gonna do some tricky damage here to me in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you just? Well, I guess I can't crowd that plate. And make
I think I'd just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just stay there. At least you get a little bit of high ground.
Yeah. And I was thinking of trying to kill one of these outright rather than do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, I would kill one of the base stacks because you're also taking away some of the magic if you do that.
Oh, that's right. For magic generation. Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is there a buff that they do I don't know about? But...
Yeah, no. So if you can kill up one of the stacks, it might just be like good for later. Let's see if she saves for. Oh, she bursts her strength instead of.
Perfect.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man.
There you go.
To be expected.
Lightning bolt you.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought she was going to use the Fey Queen ability and do split damage to me.
Oh, those aren't. It's not a Fey Queen. It's just Fey Noble.
Oh, whoopsies. Okay, so I think we'll do here real quick is just fill out more militia.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna stay with the Fist of Order just for the buff on the militia, right? I don't think it's worth pulling in these 10.
Yeah.
Plus the 2 I've gotten here.
No, I don't think so either. What you could do if you want to like really defend against Giandra here with Paradigm is you could just like you could garrison Paradigm, and then you could fill up the 2 defensive slots in the small settlement with even more troops, and you could just have him there in case Giandra comes down. And she might just avoid it.
Interesting.
Because then you get two more troops.
Because she was challenging when I looked at her earlier prior to putting the sappers in.
Yeah.
Granted, she also had a stack of Fae that is now all over there.
She's got a really strong magic as well. You didn't check out her skills, but she got I think she got Chaos 3 and Channeling 2 or Channeling 3. So she does
shit.
So if she gets one of her chain lightnings off, she'll just like wipe out your three of your troops.
So it sounds like I should just defend here then.
I think that's the best choice if you don't want to run away with Paradigm, but I think you'll be. You might even be able to beat her if you stay there. If you have some monies, that is.
I can get some more.
Oh yeah. Got some cash.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go back here. Have them. Was there something in West Cecilia I should have known?
No.
Oh.
That's okay. It's another one of those statues that tells a little story about Aurelia.
Which I actually really like as far as like when I was reading a good example here would be Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones Oh
yeah, this is the thing. This is a bit of a clue what's happened.
I know this. That's on the cover screen.
It sure is.
Tribute to Order, to Chaos, to Arcana, and to Destruction.
Yeah, so this is for the next battle. So if you want, you can really like gear up for a coming battle here.
Okay. Like when you read, what's it called? That. Finish those guys off. Actually. There we go. When you read Game of Thrones history is all told through hearsay, right? Like, at no point in the Game of Thrones do you have a narrative chapter where it just goes, and here is the history forthwith of the Lannisters. It's always like that little bit of conversational history, which I think is really cool. It kind of creates it creates mystique, and it creates this fun kind of build up to the history and the lore of the location, which I really like. And I think that's something that Songs of Conquest does really well, is it doesn't just say, here's the history of the barony of Loth, here's the history of this. Like you're told it through the narrative of the characters that are already living through it. Yeah,
that was an important part for us. And it's also like, when you play these missions, what you're actually playing through is the bard's interpretation of the events. If you want to be like really super picky about it. He knows what's going on though, but yeah, because this is just like you're playing through the verses that are being sung.
That's a really cool way of looking at it. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's all these little things when you're like super involved in the project. You're like, that's what's going on. Like, are you going to be clear about communicating that to the players? No.
No.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, that's what it is. Do you want to go out and fight her, or are you going to stay put?
I think we stay put. I want to take advantage of those defensive troops. I wanted to fill up my one sapper.
Yeah.
She's going to taunt me first, I see. Oh, okay.
There you go. It's Giandra. I think you'll be able to beat her This is a really good setup with your.
Oh, I got the double knights. Can just hold up that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Essence Burst channeling.
So she's got. Yeah, that's a good. You might want to move. Because she's got chain lightning, right?
Right.
And chain lightning can jump 3 times, and it can jump 2 hexes. So right now, if she chain lightnings you, she can jump like Sapper, Knight, Shield of Order. So you kind of want to set them up so they're only like, so you don't have them. Yeah, so you don't have them in clusters of 3 if you can help it.
So maybe like that.
Let's see. Move the knight up, or maybe you can't set it up like this in this map here. No. No, I don't think you can. You have to move. Yeah, never mind. I don't think you can set it up like that. Way to avoid.
Well, we'll roll the dice.
Well, let's see.
This will be exciting.
I don't think she got. She doesn't have 14 on the start of her turns.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Got 8. She's close.
Yeah, she's gonna get some. Yeah, but she put some boiling blood down instead.
Mm-hmm. So
because she dealt with one of the face spirit stacks as well. She got 2 less.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I was just gonna do the defense here or the offense here on this character. Just
I would move him. I would move him back. Yeah, to 2 hexes as well, because you don't want. You don't want to give them the momentum buff.
And should I stack these 2 together so they increase their?
Yeah.
2 here.
Oh, you could just go out and kill those face spirits. That's a really good first shot. I would do those. Yeah.
And finish them off, right?
Well, you could also hold off your shot to get a strong shot on the Queen's Guard next turn.
Yeah, that might be better because we'll use them to finish off one of these 2, maybe.
Yeah. And because you can still finish. I would do those.
Yeah. In the last match, I was talking about using, like I baited out the Legionnaires' ambush.
I saw that. That was really nice.
Yeah, because I figured that's kind of like the way to use it more so than just.
Absolutely.
Like, when you know you're guaranteed to get some aggression out of it.
Yeah.
This.
All right, just use a rally.
Rally, okay.
Yeah, because you got so many troops now, right? And a lot of them are gonna act and deal damage, so it's just good to give that buff to a lot of them.
I'm not gonna touch the. Oh, they're already.
No.
But
yeah, don't touch them.
I don't want that. I don't want that to swing back at me.
No.
Yeah. You are. Now.
That's a good shot.
So, would you think maybe of doing Fury on this to even further?
No,
decrease?
it's just melee, so it's not ranged.
Oh, touche.
So it won't help you shooters.
Oh, it won't? Because it says reduces defense.
Oh yeah, friendly troops.
Oh, I'm done.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! You can't do anything about that.
don't put the words in my mouth.
I mean,
oh, there's that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
That's the setup I was talking about not having.
Oh.
Yeah, that she got a full chain lightning in. That's too bad. That's a hard hit. You got her though, but yeah, that was a hard hit.
Let me see about.
Yeah, you got her. There you go. Oh,
that was a hefty shot.
That was a hard chain lightning shot there.
Definitely was.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it's 600 damage, how she's spec'd.
But hey, we got some range resistance out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, Paradigm level up.
Get that command, I think we really need that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good fight.
I
think you need another command, right? Because you have 2 stacks in the small settlement.
I agree.
Here you go. Okay, so brutal with militia.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Okay. And
Brutal with knights, not strong.
let's just go fill up everything.
There you go. You can grab the stuff that was in the defense as well, if there's anything left.
Just enough. I got a whole stack of these guys.
Look at that.
I'll take it.
Very good.
Oh,
All right. Time to reclaim your stuff.
Indeed. Oh, I can just go do this. Perfect. And I will build nothing.
Nobody's.
Oh, I need to go over this direction, don't I?
All right. Yeah, you have been there, and you have moved up to the northeast there as well.
So let's go
Stuff.
you.
Yeah.
You can go over here. Oh, another one.
Stuff's happening. So if, yeah, you can see it down in the map there.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Someone's coming. It's Mr. Aldous.
Okay, well, I cannot... I should be able to draft troops here.
Yeah. So in the prior conversation with Roderick, he said that Aldous was on his way to help Cecilia with the Faith threat.
Ah!
With a big host. So this would be him coming with the army they talked about.
But not to help. Aldous, you son of a bitch.
Well, you haven't talked to him yet. He might just be friendly.
Wearing those the lovely colors that he's wearing.
Yeah.
I don't think I can... I might just tank a little bit of this. I don't really do anything like Glimmerweave, but... can I get more out of this? What did I have? I think that's all I'll be able to do.
Alright.
Ooh, actually. Story of my life. There we go.
There you go.
That'll do.
That'll do stuff.
That's a
Easy.
huge army. That tell me Cecilia is easy against him, or they?
Yeah. Cecilia's army, consider his army easy.
Okay. I should probably go back down there though to kill him.
Yeah, so the way a lot of the campaign maps are built is that you won't actually have time to explore all of it unless you like really play super optimal.
Oh, okay. So this is... I don't have to go somewhere to get...
Yeah, so story-wise, Cecilia is there to fight Jandra Stormspire, and she just beat her.
Okay. So now it's that guy, and that kind of ends the mission.
Yeah.
Okay, he went over this way.
So he went somewhere. He wasn't interested in your town.
Yeah, he was like, that's not defended enough. That's too defended. Alright, so let's just bring you down here. Oh, look at him.
Look at him go. The
like
old Baron.
Only wants to fight me or something.
Maybe that's what he wants. Yeah, so play-wise, he's actually looking for Cecilia, so he wants to go find Cecilia.
Ah, okay.
So basically this whole dialogue is him saying, hey Cecilia, I found out that the Empress is pretty great, maybe you want to join? And Cecilia says, maybe I don't. So he's actually there to help with his like undead army.
Oh, so it's like this is the army I brought for you.
It's just like, check out this army. Do you want to join forces? This army is great. We can do great stuff together. And Cecilia is not super happy about swearing the oath to the Empress and joining up.
Interesting. Okay. Have you ever thought of, or have you guys looked at the like slots permitted the ability to split a unit during unit placement.
Yeah, it's been up a lot of times. We might do that. It has to do with like if you get ambushed or not. Like, should you be permitted to do that when you get attacked or not?
That's a really good point.
So it's not about being allowed to do that if you're the attacker. It's more about should we allow it if you're being attacked.
Right.
Like,
That's
should,
a really good point.
say if I'm trying to like wear down your army and I kill off one of your troops, that's usually like a good thing. Because you've invested in commands, I've taken that away from you. If you get to split up your troops on the setup every time I attack you, maybe I attack you with another wielder, I do a double attack or something like that, should you be allowed to split your troop there or not? And we're not. We haven't, like right now, you're not allowed to, because we haven't implemented the mechanics to do it. And basically, it kind of came down to like, we weren't sure if we wanted to do that, so we didn't want to invest the development time into doing it.
Got it. Okay.
There were other things that we were sure that we wanted to do, so we did those instead. And that's a huge part of game development, where you're like, you just want to like invest, you know, time and resources into things that you're absolutely sure that this is going to make the game better.
Right.
And if you're unsure, it's going to be like, well, that goes down on the priority list then.
Right.
And everything we're sure about goes up. And splitting troops on the battle deployment screen was like a perfect example of that. We were like, we think it's better, but we're not 100% sure. So then we, you know, it goes down on the list. So maybe, hopefully, during EA we can do like maybe a prototype or just like implement it and see how it feels or not.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of like little things like that we're not like 100% if we want in or out. So, and some of them are even like in the game right now that we're not 100% if this is gonna make it into the 1.0.
Okay. I think that's because that's something like I didn't even visualize it from that standpoint either. Like I kept looking at it from the stance of, I'm an idiot. I forgot to split those two.
I know, and that's when you're like, gosh darn it. But yeah, it's just like, you know, that's always the thing about game development. You gotta like look at it from so many different angles. So, and sometimes when you get like, someone's like, I wish I could do that. You're like, well, why do you wish to do that? So on.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a very cogent point.
Well, you're kind of wiping the floor with old Alex here.
Oh God, he moved fast. Yeah, I'm doing some stuff.
Doing okay. You got your sapper set up here. You know what? You can do chain lightning.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It won't do that. It won't do that much damage because you're not a spellcaster. But why not? It's fun.
I got it. You know, I've actually. Oh, I've only used it once. I love using the big spells, and I have the factions I like. I've used the big spells less often than I have anything else.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, you can do. Yeah.
Nothing that's really gonna get in range, so it won't matter.
Yeah, it's fine. You can. I mean, if you want to save your troops, you can just like do clouded vision or scholars. I mean.
Oh, clouded vision. Stupid. There you are.
There you go.
Here, really come forward. I want you all the way up close personal. And I'll wait.
Yeah, you could probably just ride up and take them.
For the nope.
Oh, quicken? Yeah, you can just. You got so much order, you can just quicken process.
There. Perfect.
Wow. Got him.
Right in the kisser.
Right in the kisser.
Righty.
That's
Perfect. So that concludes the third mission. So if you guys were struggling with it, this is now how you go about it. This is how you beat it. Carl and I will be coming back together to do a mission 4 for you. So if you're struggling with mission 4, you'll be getting the similar kind of podcast level treatment of Songs of Conquest that we've kind of done here.
It's been really nice.
It's just a relaxing way to play, It's the game itself is super relaxing.
Yeah.
It's very cathartic and relaxing. You're just kind of there, and the music is really like entrancing. It's got that. It's like the same music from Valheim almost, where it's got that very like. It's like you and I both know that when we were growing up and we were playing these games, the music wasn't that way, but. The way memory kind of reconfigures as you get older and how current experience colors past experience, you think that's how the music sounded back then. So you're playing it like, this is just how it sounded when I first played Heroes, or when I first played this game, and so on and so forth. So it has that really like lovely nostalgic drip from the music all the way through to the visuals that is just so fun. It is so fun.
Yeah. Awesome to hear.
Well,
all right.
Thank you very much, Carl. And guys, again, stay tuned for mission 4. Any closing notes that you want to throw out there, Carl?
Well, not really. We're super happy just to hear any feedback, and just concerning these 2 missions, they've been toned down a bit, and that's because of feedback from the community and everything. So I mean, if you wanna, we're in early access, so if you wanna take us in this way or the other, don't write reviews or join the Discord, or we try to pick up any feedback that we hear, and we're just kind of blown away with how many people are enjoying the game. So
yeah, that's a really good point. Like, definitely, guys, leave any kind of Steam reviews you can. Join the Discord and share any kind of feedback you've got, because this is the first time that they're going to have this level of exposure to the game, this level of feedback. And I'm sure, Carl, that's been like half the fun of launch. Well, I say fun in quotations because you're having to deal with such a massive amount of feedback, and how to kind of categorize that and democratize that to how to approach it probably the best, I would assume.
Yeah, it's been overwhelming. It's been in a good way. It's been very, very overwhelming. We're just kind of stabilizing as a team now, just dealing with all the feedback and all the players and everything. But it's been really, really great.
Perfect. Well, again, Carl, thank you so much. And guys, thank you so much for watching here today. As always, it is a YouTube video, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun action. But have a good one, everyone, and take care.
Bye.